Hey, Pretty Girl Club. Welcome to another episode of Exotical Storytimes. If you are a mixed race woman or a mixed looking woman and you want to tell your story, please email me at exoticalsunited@gmail.com. This girl says, seen from the eyes of an introverted exotical. Hey, Exoticals United. I'm back with another story time, but this time I've decided to come from a much different angle than before, because this post is not about me, but instead told from an observer's point of view. I hope this type of sharing is okay. I have left all people mentioned with fictional changed names to conceal and protect their true identities. First off, I am a natural, quiet introvert, so I've always liked staying to myself in the background, watching everyone else instead of engaging. That being said, I always saw how exoticals were treated growing up, and there was always a pattern of them getting unfairly mistreated, and I always knew it was because of their mixed physical features and rarely anything else. I hate to be blunt like that, but it's true. What I've observed and learned is when you are the mixed looking girl with the wavy, long, silky hair in a sea full of unambiguous black women with coarse, short hair textures, you stick out like a sore thumb because you look so unique from every other black girl. You're mysterious and intriguing, and it makes you a target for mostly unwanted attention and unfair mistreatment. Yeah, I've noticed that even when I went to an HBCU and I was wearing my natural hair, I would do like maybe a little silk press or a little blow up. A lot of girls would comment negatively on my hair and they'd be like, oh, you need to do your hair like this. Like, why didn't you do pin curls? Why didn't you do that? And it's like, if I ever in my life walked up to an unambiguous monoracial dark-skinned black girl and said, why didn't you curl your hair? Why didn't you straighten your hair? I would be called all types of colorist, texturist, featurist, and racist. But I've noticed that a lot of times when people, they want to live vicariously through you, or when people secretly want to be you, they will start trying to make suggestions on your looks. Maybe they'll start trying to play in your hair or saying, oh no, I want to do your makeup. Or even like when I would wear my wigs, one girl at my job, she was like, oh, I want to brush it. I just want to brush your wig. So it's like a low-key diss, but also, why do you want to brush my hair? I am not your Barbie doll. I'm not your personal Barbie doll. I am my own Barbie doll, but I'm not your Barbie doll. She said, I would always see the ambiguous black girls playing in the heads of a silky-haired exotical. It's like they always treated those particular exoticals with long, silky hair as if they were dolls by playing in their hair. I had a peer, I'll call Vicki, do this with my cousin. We'll call her Maya. When we were young teens, my cousin Maya invited Vicki over our grandparents' house after school one day so that Vicki could style her hair. I didn't even like Vicki. She was loud, ghetto, and always telling stories about how she liked to fight and of how she beat up one girl to the next. I just knew that Vicki was nothing but trouble, and so I was surprised when Maya decided to invite Vicki over one day. For reference, my first cousin Maya is about 5'7" with a slim build and a face that looks similar to the singer Amory, with silky hair texture like the actress Brooke Kerr. My cousin is an MGM who takes after her mother, who is biracially mixed with black and Indian. Anyway, we sat in Maya's bedroom as Vicki took a hold of Maya's hair. I watched as Maya squirmed uncomfortably a bit as Vicki yanked and brushed her long hair as they talked. I sat back watching quietly, listening to their conversation, while closely making sure Vicki didn't try anything sinister with Maya's hair, while also wondering what in the hell Vicki was even doing to Maya's hair in the first place, because it didn't look like she knew what she was doing at all, but just playing in it. And when it was all over and time for Vicki to leave, Maya's hair didn't look any different than it did before Vicki started it. When Vicki left to go home, everything seemed great between Vicki and Maya. I, on the other hand, still didn't like Vicki because I didn't trust her. I just felt something was off about her and her motives towards Maya. But I kept my feelings and opinions to myself because I never thought it would get out of hand, but boy was I wrong. Literally a few days later, on another bus ride home, Maya stepped on the bus and she sat in the seat right behind me, pretty much hiding. At this point, I had no clue as to what was going on. I didn't have any classes or lunch period with Maya or Vicki during the day, but they did with each other, so I was blinded of the drama that had occurred between the two during the day. Nobody had told me nothing. So when Vicki came on the bus a few minutes after Maya, yelling how she was going to beat Maya's ass, I was confused because literally just a few days before, they were the best of friends. I wonder what had changed in just 3 short days. Vicki continued to talk her shit until Maya got fed up and physically almost lunged over a bus seat to swing on Vicki. Upon seeing this, I, along with another mutual friend, held Maya down to keep her from lunging out at Vicki, while also calming her down as she cried hysterically. I had never seen Maya so mad. She was on beast mode. I could tell Maya did not want to fight, but she was willing to if she needed to. She was just tired of girls always talking mess about her and starting drama. Maya was pretty, funny, and sweet, but she was not a punk at all. Have you ever noticed how a lot of people expect you to be like this punk if you are feminine? A lot of people expect you, if you're the feminine pretty girl, they expect you to kind of roll over and just take whatever they're giving to you because they associate femininity with weakness. And so a lot of people will try to use that as a way to make you their doormat. And then they get shocked when you finally stand up for yourself. And then suddenly you're the colorist, you're the mean girl, you're stuck up, you think you're better, and you're the bully. But anyway, let's continue. She says she was always quick to defend herself, which she had to do quite often. Her downfall was that she trusted too easily. She fit in quickly, but mostly went for hanging with the hood types of girls, the kind of girls I often stayed away from. Yeah, I've noticed that I used to have that habit too of I would be quick to defend myself, but I would also trust people too easily because part of it was wanting to be liked because you don't want to be seen as the girl who thinks she's better than everyone. So I've noticed that sometimes as pretty girls, we try to compensate by almost becoming like this people pleaser or like being extra friendly or trying to give other girls a chance and prove that we're not mean girls and stuff. But then other girls will take advantage of that. But let's continue. She said, after it was all said and done, no one came to physical blows. Vicki was all bark but no bite. She likely assumed Maya was soft and would easily back down to her, but as soon as she saw that wasn't the case with Maya, she chose wisely and sat her short ass down and stayed silent for the remainder of the bus ride. Soon after that incident, Vicki got in her third school fight and was then quickly expelled, never to be seen at school again. Looking back, I think that Vicki was jealous of my cousin Maya and targeted her, played in her hair, and pretended to be her friend, all while secretly hating her, and then used some sort of trivial reason to try to fight her because she was jealous of her. Yeah, you know how they say keep your friends close and keep your enemies closer? I seriously think that some people want to be friends with the quote-unquote pretty girl so that they can study you, so they can figure out what makes you confident, so they can figure out what it is that makes you beautiful, how you do your hair, all your beauty secrets, all your beauty tips. And it's a combination of jealousy while secretly wanting to be you. I've seen this happen so many times where girls who are leveled down, they will try to be friends with you because they want to copy your workout routine. They want to copy your sense of style. And it's okay if they're actually inspired by you and they are like nice to you. But I'm not surprised when people who start off being inspired by you, when it turns to jealousy and it turns to that person getting violent. That has happened with a lot of us here on this channel. And we can't be all making this shit up. We can't all be lying. But anyway, let's continue. She said, isn't that always how it goes? Or at least that's what I'm used to seeing. I watched all throughout middle and high school as Maya stayed getting into female drama, from arguments, threats of fights, to actual, real physical altercations. I stayed out of it because I've never been a fighter, and Maya could always handle her own. And for some odd reason, I was never physically around when real stuff popped off. I would always hear about it later, after it already happened. Next observation is a peer of mine. She reminded me of the actress Tessa Thompson. I'll call her Diamond. So I must have heard Diamond's name for several months before I actually met her face to face. And every time I would hear another girl talk about Diamond, it always reeked of hatred and jealousy. It was always unambiguous darker-skinned black girls talking about how they didn't like Diamond, and they would say the same thing. Diamond is ugly. She just got pretty hair. Diamond was mixed and had silky, wavy, curly, long hair. When I finally met her, I thought she was pretty, and calling her ugly was a stretch. And she was definitely 100 times more attractive than the unambiguous girls calling her ugly. But anyway, I started to notice this pattern of these popular exoticals always having bad reputations as being whores and being labeled as ugly, stuck up, soft, and thinking they're better. They were always highly disliked by mostly unambiguous black females who were either darker skinned or had short, broken off, damaged hair or coarse 4C hair textures. I'm sorry to say this like that, but this is my truth from my own personal observation. These same unambiguous women always targeted to fight these exoticals too. As soon as I would meet these exoticals, they were often the sweetest types of girls, opposite of what their perceived reputation rumored them to be. Not all of the exoticals were so nice, but the majority I encountered were. I noticed they all had one or a few of these things that physically singled them out from the majority of unambiguous black women. They either had a hair texture between 2A to 3C, or long hair that at least touched the middle of their back, or they were light skinned. Growing up, I saw these exoticals always in some drama, being targeted and mistreated. And it's crazy because now those experiences I saw happen to them are now happening more often to me. And it's crazy because I stay to myself, I'm quiet, peaceful, and introverted, and I avoid drama always. I hope that I didn't offend anyone with this post. I just wanted to share a couple of exotical experiences I've seen just as an observer. Keep doing what you do, Exoticals United. You are about to change our exotical MGM world, pretty one. Thank you. But yeah, I'm not surprised about this at all. Like, I have had people talk shit about me and completely make up rumors. Like, I've had guys lie and say that I was fighting over them or that I liked them. I've had people lie on me and like call me a hoe and stuff like that. And this actually goes along with the talking points that we mention on this channel all the time. When you are the pretty girl, or when people consider you to be the pretty girl, you are treated like a celebrity. So how do you treat celebrities? You gossip about them, you make up rumors about them, you speculate about them, you accuse their hair of being fake, or like you're wondering about them, like, oh, is their hair fake? Is it real? Do they have plastic surgery? Do they not? Oh, she's actually not that pretty. You know, you criticize them, they experience more criticism than regular people. And I genuinely do believe that when you are the pretty girl, it's like a small way of being a celebrity. But what do you ladies think? Let me know in the comment section, and I'll talk to you next time. Stay pretty, ladies.